everyone. Welcome to the Woolly Wonka Fibers podcast. My name is Anne, and this is a video podcast about my knitting, my spinning, my indie dye and indie design business, as well as a little bit of other crafts and some book information. So today is Monday, August 21st, 2017. It is the day of the full eclipse, if you are lucky enough to be in one of those places that is going to be seeing that. It's actually supposed to be happening right about now, and it's cloudy here. We're not in the path of totality. I think we were 75%-ish, but kind of hard to tell because it's overcast and cloudy and just kind of some very faint sunlight coming through. So I hope everybody's doing great. I wanted to take this opportunity to pop in and share a bunch of stuff with y'all. I've got a ton of knit things to talk about, and the new issue of Filament magazine is live as of this morning. So happy solar eclipse release day. So let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's talk about some knitting. I think I've alluded to this before, but let me tell you what the fall filament issue was about. Kathleen and I decided that we would do something kind of different for the fall. This is marks our 1-year anniversary of publishing this periodical. Again, it's a quarterly magazine. We've done, this will be number 5, is that right? No, number 4. And in the other issues as well as this issue, she and I have each done 4 designs. So there's 8 designs total, and they're all women's clothing items or women's items. So in the past, we've done kind of themes. We did a 1930s themed one last fall. We did our Newport summer wear issue just the past issue. For fall of this year, what we decided to do was something a little different. We contacted 4 yarn companies, Blackwater Abbey, Spirit Trail Fiberworks, Harrisville Designs, and Woolly Wonka Fibers, so me. And we had each of those companies provide us with yarns to use for designs. So we knew what colorways we were going with, and we knew what yarns we were going with. But we did not talk about a theme. We did not talk about what we would be working on, whether it was a garment or an accessory. We just kind of worked on our own little things in our own little corners of the world. And it was really interesting to see everything that came together when Kathleen's items arrived for our photo shoot. Now, granted, we're using very fall-ish yarns, lots of tweedy things, lots of warm woolies, but within that, both she and I wound up doing things with a ton of texture, a ton of cables, some very interesting design shapes that we hadn't worked with before. And so I thought I would preview the first 4 in this podcast, and then I'll do the next 4 in my next podcast. So first off, let me talk about what I have on. This is the Coleridge poncho. It is knit with Blackwater Abbey's worsted weight, and the poncho is knit with a textured lace and cable pattern, and finished off with a big round cowl neck out of ribbing. If I stand up, you can see its hip length. This is knit all in one piece, and then seamed. There's one seam in the back, so the back comes to a triangular point, and then you can wear this cowl this way. You could also kind of shift it to the side, and you could wear the cowl part over here and wear the point down at the side. I'm going to get a ton of wear out of this. I absolutely love this yarn, this pattern. It's a great, just one little extra layer, and you could wear it over another sweater. Or just over a t-shirt like I've got on today. It's great. I may wind up even knitting another one. I love it that much. So again, Blackwater Abbey worsted weight. So let me show you what Kathleen knit, since I dropped stuff on the floor. Same yarn. Oop, let me button this up really quick. So she used the yarn from Blackwater Abbey to knit a great kind of outerwear weight type jacket. And all of these are on Ravelry. I will put the link to the patterns below. You can check that out. We again have print copies available. If you buy the print copy, you get a free ebook copy to be downloaded into your Ravelry library. And then the individual patterns will be available later on. So here is Kathleen's cover. Get that laying flat. Sorry, it got funky. Which has these gorgeous, gorgeous rope cables on them. It's a shawl collar jacket, raglan shaping. So it's kind of a boxy over outdoor type layer. You could probably, those of you in slightly warmer climates could wear it as a coat. Plain stockinette back, garter trim hems there, and of course the shawl collar as well is garter stitch. Love this one. I think it would be perfect with a pair of jeans. You could also wear it with like tweedy pants. I think it would be fantastic as just like a multi-layer layering piece. So love that. That came out great. Let me show you the next one. Now these are knit with my barrel sock. This was the other yarn that we opted to use. I like it because it's a nice, it's a woolly feeling sock yarn. So she knit these gorgeous mitts with the twisted stitch. So it's got a twisted stitch ribbing as well as twisted stitches on the hand. It's got extra ribbing here, you know, taller ribbing here on the inside of the wrist. Gusset thumb. And I believe she has these set up with 3 sizes. Love those. Aren't those pretty? And the colorway is barn door. I had to think about that for a minute. So those are a great fall weight accessory. And then what I worked up in the same colorway, same yarn, are the foam har, I think that's pronounced right, socks, which is Gaelic for autumn. They are unisex sizes. There are 3 sizes in the pattern. They also have twisted ribbing. And then they have this fun kind of diamond acorn shaped textured pattern. It's just knit in pearls, so nothing scary. And then short row heels and wide toes. So those are my contribution using my Woolly Wonka Fibers barrel sock. So love these. I think they're a great fall woolly pair. All right. So hopefully that kind of whets your appetite. You can certainly go and check out the other patterns. All 8 patterns are uploaded into Ravelry. Again, put a link below to the entire collection so you can see them. But I will show off the other 4 items, which are the 2 knit from Harrisville Designs Flywheel yarn and the 2 knit from Spirit Trail Fiberworks Zalti in my next podcast. So come back around, check those out with me next time if you are interested. So with that, I finished up the piece that I was working on that's for the Taos Sheep and Wool Festival. That design is off my needles. It's been tech edited. It's in its final stages with my tester. So that should be good to go on. So let me show you guys what I've been doing for some personal knitting. I know. Shocked. Y'all are shocked. Make sure I got the right side. I guess it doesn't really matter. So I have finished up this little shawl that I was knitting as a stash down project. I will put the link to the pattern below. I've just misplaced the name of it. Okay, I'm putting the link to it below, and if I think about it, I will put something right here across the bottom of the screen with the pattern name. It is a freebie. Oh, Reyna. That's it. Reyna. R-E-Y-N-A shawl. Free pattern off of Ravelry. I knit this using one skein of the 80/20 Superwash Merino silk blend from the Unique Sheep. The colorway is Winemaker's Sister. That's probably pretty close to reality. Great basic shawl pattern. It works well with even hand paints. This was a little crazy for my tastes, but I'm happier with it now that it's gotten blocked out. It's just sections of garter stitch and sections of an eyelet mesh, so yarn overs and knit two togethers, or slip knit. And used up most but not all of a 400-yard skein. So that is done. One of my online friends, who I don't think watches my knitting podcasts, if you do, Michelle, hi, but I know her elsewhere in online as an online presence. Michelle is a hospice nurse. And so I contacted her and I asked if she and her patients could use some warm woolly things, and she said absolutely, send them on. So I think I will probably be donating that one. I know it's going to go to a good cause, and she said, you know, when you're 90 years old and 90 pounds and you're curled up in your hospital bed, having something warm is really nice. So I'll probably try to send her some smaller shawls and some extra socks, because I have tons of sock yarn and that's a perfect way to use those up. So one skein out of stash, a million left. Not quite a million, but a lot of stash. So let's talk about what else I'm working on. I did start another shawl, but it's not far enough along to really show you guys what it looks like. So I'll circle back around and do that at the next podcast, and maybe I've got enough done that it doesn't, you know, look teeny tiny. But I am working on the Bailey cardigan by Amy Christoffers. This picture does not particularly show much of it. It's just a loose fitting stockinette shawl collar cardigan jacket piece. I'm knitting it out of Classic Elite Yarns Moorland. Am I saying this right? Yes, Moorland, which is a merino wool, baby alpaca, mohair, and acrylic blend. It's a singles. So I'm still not entirely convinced that this will not pill like a crazed demon, but you know, whatever, I have it, I'm knitting it, and let's see where I am. Hopefully you guys can see this. It doesn't look like much. So I have finished the body. Cast on at the bottom hem. It has this very small little bit of ribbing, but that sort of gets blocked out. And I am up to the point, last night I cast off the underarm sleeves, so I am now just working on the back. So I'm at the armpits. Loving how this color is knitting up. It's kind of a soft, kind of dark, rosy heather color. Little brown tweed, kind of tweedy bits to it. And it is super soft, and I think it's going to be a very warm, lightweight cardigan. But again, I'll keep you guys posted on the pill, not pill thing. I think that's it for knitting. Is that enough? Hey, 15 minutes of knitting. Gotta love it. No spinning to show you guys this week. It's been kind of crazy. I'm getting ready for the Salida Fiber Festival, which I should mention is the 9th and 10th, I believe it is, of September. It's not Labor Day weekend, it's the following weekend. I will be vending there, so I am in the process of doing lots of dyeing and getting my travel bins ready to pop in the truck and head north with. So let's pop on to stitching, and let me show you guys what I've been working on. Excuse me one second. I've been doing this little set of free patterns, and they are all themed on points in the Celtic year. So I did one for the summer solstice. This is for the fall equinox, or the festival of Mabon, which was tied to grape harvest and kind of end of the season harvest, fall into, or summer into fall. I did this using hand-dyed threads from a company called Color and Cotton my friend Angela owns. I dyed the fabric myself. It's a 28 count linen, and then I backed it with this pretty little vine fabric which has hair on it already. So yeah, so that'll be out. That's ready to go for mid-September when fall officially kicks off, and I'll have that on our little display table out in the living room. I think it came really cute. Designed by the Primitive Hair. Again, it's a free pattern. I will link to her website below if you are a stitcher and have interest in such things. So, fun, right? And then let's talk about books. So I think last time I talked to you all, I was reading the second book in the Chronicles of St. Mary's series called A Symphony of Echoes by Jodi Taylor. Loved it. This one was as good as the first one, and now we know the characters, so that was kind of a nice little romp. I do have books 3, 4, and 5 in the series that my dad sent me. Won't get to those right away. I will save them maybe as a treat for 2018. I gotta get some traction on my reading challenge 2017 because I think I am behind. So let me tell you what I have been reading. I have 2 books on the go right now. The first of which I don't have a actual cover to show you because it's an audio book, and I have it on my Kindle, called A Death in Sweden. I think I'm on chapter 4 of that book. A little girl with the dragon tattoo-ish. It kind of has that feel. It's sort of a dark Scandinavian spy thriller mystery. There's all kinds of different plot levels going on in it. The main character is an ex-CIA operative, and he's just finished up doing a job for a private contractor where he's tracked this guy down in Madrid, and he's getting him sent back to Venezuela. And he finds out from his contact that somebody's written his death warrant, basically. So he's trying to figure out what's going on with that, but he's also trying to track down this mysterious person who's been killed in a bus accident. So lots of stuff going on. I'm listening to it, like I said, on audiobook. Enjoying that. It's very well read. The guy's not trying to do anything crazy with place names or speak with weird accents. He's just reading the book, which I like. So I will link to that down below. So that is for the topic, read a book where the author is from Scandinavia or it takes place in Scandinavia. So Sweden is the main kind of plot, where all the other points of the plot circle around. So working on that. Also reading another book my dad sent me called Jane Austen's England. Roy and Leslie Adkins are the authors, husband and wife team. So this is a nonfiction book. Subtitle is Daily Life in the Georgian and Regency periods. Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. It's very interestingly written. They do a great job of pulling primary sources in, some letters of Jane Austen's, some quotes from her books, as well as some correspondence from other folks in that, let's say, 1790 to 1810, 1815 period. And they have it structured really nicely where they kind of move you all the way through from when people get married, have children, how the children grow up, what they do is in their young careers, elderly and the retirement, the military, the church, how all that's tied into things, as well as the very beginnings of the Industrial Revolution that are kind of on the horizon or just starting. Not counting footnotes, which are a large portion of this book. These are the footnotes. So I'm about half through the meat of the book. There's a little section of some images in the center, you know, a picture of Chawton Cottage, painting that is supposed to be Jane Austen, although there's some discussion that it might not be. Yeah, I mean, if you like geeky history tidbits, this one has your name on it. So I'm enjoying it. I have, it's not a book I can like sit down and read for entertainment, but it's a book that I'm interested in reading, and the topic is interesting to me. So all good. So those two are what I'm reading this week, to kind of try to double up a little bit and keep moving on with my 2017 book challenge list. And I think that's it for today. Not too bad, 21 minutes. Okay, so I hope you guys have all been doing great. I will plan on talking to you in another couple of weeks. It'll be right before we leave for Salida. I will put all the links to the stuff I talked about down below so you guys can find them. As always, if you have any questions or comments, queries, whatever, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always glad to try to shoot you a note back, either via YouTube or my Ravelry group. I guess I should mention you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Woolly Wonka Fibers. And I also have a Ravelry group called Woolly Wonka Fibers. Please come and join us. We've got some fun threads going on. And next month, September, I'll be talking about a new year-long knitting extravaganza that I'm hoping will be fun for everybody. So yeah, stay tuned. More details on that to come. So until next time I talk to you guys, take care. I hope all is well at your end of the world and that you're getting some good knitting, crafting time in, and enjoying the late summer weather if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere. Hopefully some of you got to see the eclipse today. I'm sure that was an amazing sight. I think that's all for today. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.